Today in Taipei, Taiwan, a shocking murder attempt, food safety scandals, and a heroic rescue at sea. I'm Dean Bark. Welcome to the City Report with Dean Bark in Taipei. First up, Taiwanese woman sentenced for attempted murder of Australian student with rat poison. A Taipei court has sentenced Yang Chin-ping, the defendant in a high-profile poisoning case, to 11 years and 2 months in prison for attempting to murder Alex Shorey, an Australian exchange student. According to prosecutors, Yang repeatedly laced Shorey's drinks with rat poison in 2023 after he planned to return to Australia on his own. The court found her actions premeditated and indifferent to human life. Shorey suffered severe symptoms and returned to Australia in May 2023 for treatment and has filed a civil claim for damages. Yang denied the charges and accused prosecutors of fabricating the case, but the bench was not persuaded. Insight here: cross-border relationships can collide with very different legal expectations. When things go wrong, the process can be slow and painful. Surprising and disturbing detail: the poisoning was repeated despite visible suffering. Opinion: it's disturbing how far some will go to control others, even at the cost of human life. Next up, Taiwan's municipalities support strengthening food safety regulations amid oil contamination scandal. Central Union Oil, a local cooking oil manufacturer at the center of a benzopyrene contamination scandal, has triggered an island-wide push to tighten rules. At a cabinet meeting chaired by Chen Shih-chung, a minister without portfolio who coordinates cross-agency reforms, leaders from Taiwan's 6 special municipalities backed amendments to the Food Safety Act. Proposals on the table include clearer risk classification, tougher oversight for higher-risk food businesses, and more digital governance for tracking sources and processes. Translation: close the loopholes, see the supply chain in real time, and act fast when something looks off. Insight: without local governments, enforcement is just ink on paper. Surprising but welcome: one scandal is pushing significant legislative change. Opinion: it's about time we see accountability in food safety, especially when public health is at stake. Or as my old editor would say, looks like someone finally read the memo. On a related note, Taiwan FDA clears cooking oil samples amid ongoing contamination scandal. The Food and Drug Administration, the national regulator overseeing product safety, says all remaining Central Union Oil samples from April to June have passed inspection after earlier batches exceeded benzopyrene limits. An independent probe into the company's processes continues, and fines and recalls from the earlier violations remain on record. The FDA will push amendments to the act governing food safety and management, aiming for stricter checks on high-risk manufacturers and better traceability. Insight: this episode shows why real-time tracking matters. You cannot fix what you cannot see. Surprising turn: even with earlier failures, the remaining samples met standards. Opinion: reassuring progress. But let's not relax our guard. Trust in food safety is earned one good audit at a time. Shifting gears to regional security. Defense analyst reports China's new gray zone tactics near Taiwan. Chie Chung, a defense analyst who tracks regional military behavior, says China tested fresh pressure tactics over July 18th and 19th. The Ministry of National Defense, Taiwan's top defense authority, detected a Chinese military helicopter making a prolonged flight east of the Taiwan Strait median line, with signs of a possible joint drill involving a drone. Gray zone activity is designed to coerce without triggering open conflict. It normalizes presence and probes reactions. This was reportedly the first known instance of a long helicopter transit through that restricted zone. The takeaway is simple: monitor closely, map the patterns, and prevent normalization. Opinion: these maneuvers are a game of chess, and Taiwan needs to stay vigilant. Well, that's one way to practice flight endurance. Last up, heroic rescue by Taiwan Coast Guard saves 6 from sinking fishing boat. The Taiwan Coast Guard, our maritime safety agency, rescued 6 crew members after their Keeling-registered vessel, the Yongfu 188, caught fire northeast of Pengja Islet, a small outlying islet off Greater Taipei. The crew abandoned ship, deployed a life raft, and drifted for nearly 10 hours before a patrol vessel from New Taipei located them. The fire caused heavy damage, and the vessel later sank. An oil slick was observed, and investigators are working to determine the cause. Quick action made the difference between a close call and a tragedy. Insight, speed, coordination, and readiness save lives on the water. Surprising endurance, nearly 10 hours adrift in a life raft. Opinion, the Coast Guard's performance is a reminder that preparedness saves lives. When minutes matter, training shows. And that's the City Report with Dean Bark in Taipei. Stay informed and join us again tomorrow.